Hey you guys, I am in Paris, standing on the second level of Eiffel Tower. Let me walk you through my visit to this tower. Let's come down to the Trocadero Square. The left side building you see is a museum of architecture, and the right side building you see is a maritime museum. Let's go around first. This is a museum of French architecture and monuments. On the front walls, you see the plaster cast sculptures of Roman, medieval, and Gothic styles. The museum is even full of notable stained glass and frescoes. This museum on the right side is a maritime museum. This contains thousands of incredible objects, models, navigation instruments from 17th century till the present. The origin of this tower begins with an open competition being held for a centerpiece for the proposed 1889 Exposition Universelle, a world fair to celebrate the French Revolution. Gustave Eiffel proposed a 980 feet high four-sided metal tower. The original contest rule for designing a tower was that it should be easily to dismantle. This tower was criticized to be ridiculous, with objections raised on its engineering, structure, and stability. Gustave Eiffel firmly responded to these criticisms by comparing his tower to the Egyptian pyramids. He prepared 3,629 detailed drawings of 18,038 different parts. The sub-assemblies to be prepared in the factory, and then all 18,038 parts to be joined together using 2.5 million rivets. Gustave Eiffel was awarded the contract for construction of this tower with a lease for 20 years. The grant for finance was only quarter of his estimated 6.5 million francs, and Eiffel was supposed to recover all the income from the commercial exploitation of this tower. The ticket cost was 2 francs for the first level, 3 for the second, and 5 for the top. The tower was a grand success, and since it proved to be valuable for communication purposes, it was allowed to remain after the expiry of the permit. This tower has a square base of 410 feet on each side. Gustave Eiffel engraved the names of 72 French scientists, engineers, and mathematicians in recognition for their contribution to the building of this tower. The height of the tower is 1063 feet and it has 3 levels. Accessible by lift, now computer controlled, but previously it was all hydraulic system operated. You can see the slanting type of the cabin on a sloping rail. From the west pillar, there are stairs to climb up to the level 1. We have now come to North Pillar elevator, which will take us to level 2. And from level 2 again, there is another elevator to go to level 3. This is the South Pillar elevator, exclusive for the restaurant Jules 1. You can see the straight cabin. There is a glass floor installed on the first level. You can see the people walking. It is interesting to notice that the floor of the elevator perfectly remains horizontal, although we are moving up on an inclined rail. I have now come on the second level, that is at 377 feet. This is an open gallery. There is one more just below, but it is caged above the vest. Very few people are there below. Everyone wants to crowd on open gallery. We just have to move shoulder to shoulder. There are a number of boat tours on Seine River. This is the view of Trocadero Garden below. This is the north side. This is the south side. This is a vast complex formed by École Militaire. École Militaire was founded in 1750 after the War of Austrian Succession by King Louis XV. This institution is intended for the education of 500 noble young men born without fortune. These are the light bulbs to illuminate the tower every night for 10 minutes on an hour. 20,000 of these lights light up the whole tower. There are a number of antennas installed on the top of this tower to enable transmission of FM radio and digital television signals. A grand view of Seine River. We have now come on the third level. There are two floors. The lower one is closed hall and the top one is open deck. This closed hall has windows on all the sides, and on each corner there are photographs of the related history and events of the tower. Above the windows there is a 360-degree path pointing to the direction of cities and important landmarks around the world. aerial view of Army Museum. Trocadero Square and garden looks magnificent from here. This is a view of Suburban Express train RER. Gustav Eiffel had reserved an apartment at the top level of this tower. He was using this to carry out meteorological observations and to perform experiments on action of air resistance on falling bodies. There are stairs to the top deck. This is an open observation deck, but caged to prevent any accidents or otherwise. Now we are at the height of 906 feet. There is a champagne bar here. This is Gustav's office. I could peep from the window. Here we see the life-size mannequins, but since there were a lot of reflections, so I have taken from other source. Here you can see on the left side Thomas Edison. In the center is the daughter of Eiffel, Claire, and on the right side is Gustav Eiffel. This scene is the reproduction of a real encounter, a day in 1899, during which Thomas Edison offered Eiffel a copy of his invention, the phonograph. On the machine, you see a foil trap cylinder with two diaphragms. The diaphragms are attached with needles, one for recording and other for playback.